This is one of my workbenches, and I originally built that actually long before there was YouTube, 15 years ago. And I like to film my stuff on a white surface, and I've been using this ever since I started making videos, but the problem is this surface gotten quite beat up. So in this video I'll be taking it apart to put a new top on this workbench. This top is actually the old back door from my old house. I actually used a couple of pocket holes to hold the workbench top on the back. This was before I decided that pocket holes were evil and must die. Way back when I was still working at BlackBerry, our desks didn't have desk drawers, so I made this drawer and those two rails, and I had that screwed to the bottom of my desk. When I built this workbench, I wanted to make one that had a fair bit of lateral stiffness, but could still be taken apart. So what I did is the legs have got this thing kind of bridle jointed into it, and then the front rail screws to that. So this joint gives it stiffness this way, and with it screwed this far apart on those two sides, that transfers onto here quite well. And then on the back, I have these diagonal braces because I didn't have to worry about obstructing the back at all. The drawers came much later in 2008, and they are suspended from pieces of wood that are attached to these rails here, and then in the middle I added a rail that goes front to back, which has the supports for the drawer slides coming out the bottom. And finally underneath the workbench is another big drawer, and that just rides on wheels on the floor. This whole thing started with me spotting a really big, nice melamine coated piece of particle board by a dumpster, but it was too big to haul back in the car, and even cut in pieces, it was too heavy to load alone, so Rachel had to come along, and because Rachel came along, Baby had to come along too. So this is my new workbench top, and it weighs about 80 pounds or 35 kilograms. I still have to trim it down to its final size, and to avoid getting chip out on the top, I start with a scoring cut. And after that, I make a full depth cut. Holy crap, was that dusty. So I ended up running both my dust collectors and my air cleaner to clean the air, and then finished the cut with the hose held up to the saw. But then the saw started riding up on me, and I ended up getting not a very clean cut. So I did what I was trying to avoid all along, which is to put the slab on the table saw. I wanted some nice trim for the front, so I cut some thin layers of melamine off the scraps that I had. I cut it so there was a little bit of particle board left on the melamine, and that way I could glue it onto the front with just wood glue. Now some people prefer to spread glue with a roller. I prefer to just use a scrap of wood so I don't have to clean it. This is a first for me, using my laminate trimmer to actually trim laminate. So the really nice thing about a smooth melamine top is, if there's glue on it, I can just scrape it off with a chisel. Such a pristine new work surface. Even permanent markers wipe right off. I wonder how long it'll take before this one's all banged up.